All right. Well, welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio.com. We appreciate you being here. This is let's see. This is our fourth show in 5 days. Yeah. We're looking to again. We are looking to beef up this programming again to get it going, especially because we've got a new program starting on Monday on the Exceptional Conservative network. So we're going to be crazy busy here in just a little bit, and that's a daily show. It's got to be done by our agreement every day, Monday through Friday at 9:00 on the Exceptional Conservative network. The show actually starts at 9:05. So you're going to want to tune in. You're going to want to hear what we have to say. You're going to want to hear our guests. I've already talked to Brandon Darby. Brandon Darby is going to be back. Sonny Johnson is going to be back on that show next month. I expect to have people like Shirley Huzar on the show and Ken McClinton, K. Carl Smith, C.L. Bryant. You know what? And I have a call. I have a call in to Senator Marco Rubio's office. Now, I can't promise you that I'll bring you Senator Marco Rubio, but what I can promise is you that I'll try. I'm pretty confident that when I put a call into Representative Dennis Ross, he's the representative, the congressman from the 15th district, congressional district of Florida. We can get him in all next month. It's going to be a great month. It's going to be a stupendous month with a lot of folks coming through to say hey and give you an idea of what they see in the national picture. What I want to do on that show is not just national picture stuff. I really want to get on the ground. I want to come to where you are. I want to come to your neighborhood. I want to come to where you are. I want to come to your city. I want to talk to the people who are doing the work. I want to talk to the people who are feeding the hungry. You know what? And clothing the naked, and you know what? And healing the sick. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. People who are actually getting the work that we talk about actually done. You know what? Conservatives talk a big game about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and having the ability to help each other and not need government and blah 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 and all that stuff. But frankly, so few actually do it, or actually are even involved outside of writing a check in these very same activities. So I want to talk to those folks. That's what I want to do. I want to help out in those situations. And if we can do that, we could actually make this thing work. We could actually make the next 4 years, no matter how it goes in D.C., we can actually make it work. So that's what I want to do. I don't know what you want to do, but that's what I want to do. So I'm looking forward to meeting you around the country, traveling to where you are. I want to go on patrol with my friend Nadra Enzi. That's what I want to do. I want to go on patrol with him. I want to see on a weekend night where he is, how he makes sure and his crew make sure that people are safe. That's what I'm about. So we're going to expand that program to those parameters. So it's going to be more than an internet program. It's going to be more than something you listen to with your headphones on your smartphones. It's going to be something that you can experience, something that you can get involved in past your debit card. Now, of course, your debit card will come in handy to help move my fat ass around the country to do these things. Because we don't have a major sponsor at this point. We don't have a major sponsor that's going to pour in $250,000 to the Willie Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio.com. Not at this point. Hopefully. But right now, no. And but that's what this show wants to do. That's what I want to do with this program. It's just not enough to be right. You know what? At whatever time it is. I don't even know what time it is. Let me get my phone here. It is 10:51 p.m. On the East Coast. So it's just not enough to sit here and be right. I know I'm right. What? I know that I'm not wrong. I know that we can, as conservative Christians, help each other and help our neighborhoods a lot more effectively than any government program from Washington D.C. That just makes good sense. Who's ever most involved closest is going to do a better job. If I cut my arm, I don't want to have to wait for a Band-Aid to come out of Washington. I want somebody next door who has a Band-Aid who's willing to share it with me to put it on my wound. If I need a job, I don't have to wait until somebody in Washington comes up with a program for me to get a job. I want the store down the street to hire me. I want the guy who knows me, who's known me for years. I've been his customer. He's known me for years. He knows my character. He knows my work ethic. That's the guy I want to hire me. I don't want somebody from Washington D.C. to come down here and try to make a job for me. I think we're better equipped to handle things ourselves. The closer government is, the more responsible it has to be. So if we can bypass government all told and just go human to human, face to face, person to person, I think we could be a lot more effective. And that's what this program is going to be all about. We're going to take a little break. Thank you ever so much for coming to the Will Austin Show on iHeart.com. We'll be back right after these messages. Innovation, inspiration, and imagination. 3 important characteristics that are important in any business, but especially in real estate when you're looking for your forever home. And when that home is a new home, there are very, very many things that must go right. The financing must be on point. The furnishings must be on point. The location and neighborhood must be on point. And if you need someone to get that right the first time, you have to go to my friend Gary Knight at New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay. You can reach him on the web at www.newhomestpa.com. If you're looking for innovation through technology, inspiration, and imagination through hard work, www.newhomestpa.com. There's no reason to wait for a special occasion to send flowers. No reason to wait until you miss a birthday or an anniversary or Valentine's Day to send flowers. All you have to do is get a hold of my friend Christine at Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. That's www.bloomingdays.com. And tell her that you want to send the very best, that you care enough to send the very best. One of FTD's top florists in all of the United States, always in the top 100 of flower shops in the United States. That's Bloomingdale's Flower Shop, www.bloomingdays.com. Forget calling 1-800-something, www.bloomingdays.com. It's great to have partners, but it's even better when one of your partners is one of the finest urban conservatives in America. That's my friend Kevin Batts. Kevin Batts of Red River Chronicle TV. Red River Chronicle TV is taking the internet by storm. With fabulous production, amazing commentary, and incredible insight, Red River TV is the thing that we'll all be watching in 2017. They are the people, Kevin and his wife Janelle, are the voices that are going to make the difference in urban America in 2017. So get in on the ground floor. Go to www.redriverchronicle.com and subscribe to Red River TV today.
Ray. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain. Before each night is done, their plan will be unfurled by the dawning of the sun. They'll take over the world. They're Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. Their twilight campaign is easy to explain. To prove their mousy worth, they'll overthrow the earth. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain, 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 brain.
Well, there you go. That's what we're going to try to do. Take over the world. Take over the world. That's what that's what it's all about right now. When I started talking to Kim and Clinton about this new endeavor, and I simply said, you know what, it's time to take over the world. And I know that sounds a little hyperbolic and crazy and out there, but I don't care. I don't care. It's time to take over the world. The door is wide open. Some people are saying, you know what, there's an opportunity now with the election of Donald Trump. 13% of black men in America voted for Trump. So the door is open. No, it isn't. The door is being kicked off the damn hinges. What door? What door are you referring to? So a door? The door has been kicked off the hinges. So it is time to take over the damn world. It's time to take over the world. Who's with me? There you go. It's time to take over the world. It's time to win the world, or win this country for conservatism. It's time to win this country for self-reliance. It's time to win the urban community, to make sure that we can exist and be the thriving, vibrant communities that we've always been. That we can be independent, that we don't have to exist on the hopes, the wishes, the whims of government and crybaby liberals. And I'm telling you, it is more important now to get off the teat of government when you can see the kinds of people who are very shortly going to be in positions of responsibility. Yes. Somebody trumped my friend Paul Swanson of the Swanson Report. That's Paul Swanson with an E because it's Swedish. Is in the chat room. So you want to go to paulswanson.com, paulswanson.com, www.paulswanson.com, and hit the frickin' tip jar. There you go. And sign up, because he's building a newsletter. He's building an email base, and he wants you to make sure that you know when he publishes his blog. So you want to go to paulswanson.com and you want to sign up, because that's the kind of information that you have got to have. It's not only informative, it's entertaining, and he makes you think. I know. You're used to watching CNN where they just tell you lies. But no more. We're upgrading. We're taking over the world, and this is how we're going to do it. And these are the people that we're going to do it with. So get used to it. It's just amazing that we have this great opportunity, and we must take advantage of it. We must get our message out in ways that really reach people. That's why I was saying in the open, it's not enough that we come here every night and we talk to each other. It's not enough. We have to plan to go places, meet people, help them do what they do. It's important that there's a place. Let me give you an example. Where my wife works is one of the local credit unions, and every year the credit union does a Pay It Forward Day, where each of the credit unions decides some charitable thing to do in their area. Let's see. I know that my wife's branch, she's a manager there, has gone and fed a fire department, one of the firehouses, brought dinner to them. I know they've done that. I think the last thing they did was really cool. They at Christmas time they got with the Tampa Police Department and got gift cards and basically stopped people. Got some of the police officers to stop people on the street as they were walking down the street. Lit some of them up. Lights and sirens. Boop, boop. Called them over. Gave them a $25 gift card. That was pretty cool. And this year, at around Thanksgiving, what they did was we went to a place called the Trinity Cafe. The Trinity Cafe is a place that feeds the homeless. But they don't do it in the way that you think that people feed the homeless in some sort of trough situation. No. What you do, they treat it like a restaurant. The head chef, and he is a chef, had worked at a 5-star restaurant in downtown Tampa, and decided to leave that life behind and become the chef of the Trinity Cafe. What happens is that the guests come in and sit at a table. They are offered. The meal is served in courses, and now if they want all 3 courses or 4 courses at one time, you simply bring it to them. Each of the volunteers, there are 2 volunteers at each table. One person is a host. That person sits at the table and has conversation with the guests. The other person is the runner. I was the runner. My wife was the host. I know that's kind of funny because I talk all the time. You would think that would be my job, but no. My job was to run and get food. So I took everybody's order and got food and brought it back. I think we volunteered at breakfast. They served breakfast and lunch. And this was high quality food. This wasn't some out of a can microwave food. This was well prepared, tasty meals, hot meals. And we work at the Trinity Cafe. And we put some time in there. And it was great. It was really cool. These are the people who just don't talk about bettering their community. These are the people who are actually freaking doing it. And they're doing it and they're not doing it just at Christmas time or just at Thanksgiving. They're doing it every day. Every day. And that's who we need to be. We need to be the people who are in our communities every day getting it done. We need to be people in our communities that are at the elementary schools reading the young kids every day. We need to be the people who are at the public library at story time reading the kids every day, helping kids pick out books, volunteering at the public parks every day. We need to be the people at the pregnancy centers, at the crisis pregnancy centers, advising young women not to kill their children. Why? Because kings and queens don't kill their children. They kill for their children. We fight for our children. We don't kill our children. We need people to be mentors in our communities. And I'm talking about in every community. I'm not just talking about urban America. Obviously, the problem is more intense in urban America, but we need mentors everywhere. We need conservative mentors, Christian conservative mentors everywhere. Places where young people can come and talk to us. Because this echo chamber that the left has built for themselves is destroying them. Now, I want to talk about that a little bit too. We've got the Meryl Streeps of the world. We've got the Charlie Sheens of the world. We've got the Rosie O'Donnells of the world. Rosie O'Donnell tweeted yesterday, I think, yesterday, that she wants martial law invoked until Donald Trump can be cleared of all the charges that he faces. First of all, Rosie, you idiot, he's not facing any charges. First of all, he's not facing any charges. Second of all, I don't think you know what martial law is. I don't think you know what martial law is. This is typical leftist, Hollywood leftist insanity. Just completely, because they put themselves in these environments where they listen to CNN, they read HuffPo, Huffington Post, and they keep themselves in this sequestered, this leftist sequestered environment where everyone around them is just like them, thinks like them, talks like them, drives the same car. Oh, a quick aside. It was interesting. My son and I were riding to church today, and he saw a car with a Bernie Sanders bumper sticker on it. It was a Chevy Volt. Now, probably, I don't know, 30 seconds later, we saw a white pickup truck, obviously a work truck, got a trailer on the back, it's kind of beat up, and had a Trump sticker on it. And I thought, holy crap. If that's not a picture of America right there. Well, the little Chevy Volt had the Bernie Sanders sticker on it, and the white beat up workaday blue collar pickup truck had a Trump sticker on it. There you go. Now, Paul says he's not certain about their library, who is sponsoring an SJW meetings and support to have locals understand what SJWs are. Well, SJWs are Captain Cupcake and the Snowflake Warriors. That's why we need to be there. This whole idea, again, this is part of the echo chamber that they put themselves in. SJWs are the people who need the safe spaces. They need the therapy dogs. They need the Play-Doh. They need the coloring books and the hot chocolate because of the results of a presidential election. Now I'm thinking, what's going to happen to you if something bad actually happens to you? What's going to happen to you when bad guys fly planes into buildings and kill 3,000 Americans in one day? What's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to you if a foreign entity bombs your city? Like Pearl Harbor. What's going to happen to you? What are you going to do? What are you going to do if some insane person gets a box truck full of ammonium nitrate and puts it out in front of the federal courthouse and kills 163 people? What are you going to do? If the results of an election make you need a cry room, make you need hot chocolate and therapy dogs, Play-Doh, and a coloring book. Now, I mentioned these things. Last week, they have all gathered to view the Leonardo DiCaprio environmental movie. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Sorry to hear that. But you know what? In a way, I was thinking about this. I was having this conversation with my kid today, who's 26 and hardcore as hell. I just love him. That I kind of want the left to continue their whining and their crying and their craziness. I kind of want it to continue. I first of all, I'm enjoying it from a really sick sort of perspective, and I am bolstered by the tears of the left and the tears of Captain Cupcake and the Snowflake Warriors. I just love it when they cry. But because of a very real reason, they are further disconnecting themselves from all the people who are reasonable. They are disconnecting themselves. They are so far left that the progressives are actually disconnecting themselves from the liberal Democrats, because we're starting to find out that they're not the same people. There's so many people. There's so many people that are reasonable that have decided what's going on, what's being said by people like Meryl Streep and what's being said by people like Rosie O'Donnell, who wants martial law invoked. She obviously doesn't know what martial law is. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious, Rosie O'Donnell? But I love it when you say it, because anybody who knows what martial law is doesn't want martial law invoked. They know that you're upset because Donald Trump is president. They know that you're upset. Charlie Sheen, you AIDS infected, insane tiger milk fruitcake. We know that you're upset. We got it. We heard you. Now it's time to sit down somewhere and be quiet. Or you can keep just being crazy. We love you being crazy, because it really paints a picture of your entire movement is crazy. Now, I say that at the same time because I remember, at the height of the Tea Party movement, we, here in Tampa anyway, we sort of asked people at one of the last gatherings we had to not come in costume. Don't come as George Washington. Don't come as, Samuel Adams. Don't come in costumes. Don't bring signs. Try not to look crazy. Actually, I did a show on Blog Talk Radio, and the title of the show was Attenuate the Crazy. You had to turn down the crazy a little bit. Now, some of that crazy was just passionate. It was just passionate. But whatever was being said was shouted down by people dressed in costume. With people who had signs of Barack Obama with a bone in his nose. So we asked people not to do it. Why? Because frankly, they look crazy. I mean, they were detrimental to what we were trying to get done. The left obviously doesn't have that kind of control over themselves or each other, especially the Hollywood left, who feel more entitled to their opinion and their actions than anybody. I keep mentioning Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep, that's the Golden Globes Award, who got a Lifetime Achievement Award, spent that time echoing fake news, a fake story about how Donald Trump made fun of a disabled reporter. That story and that narrative has been disproven countless times. But she thought that this was a moment that she could, again, push that very narrative, knowing damn well it's not true, but not caring that it's not true. Not caring that it's not true. When she could have been thanking all the people that helped her get to that point. She could have been thanking all the directors, all the producers, all the people she's worked with. She could have been thanking her fans. She could have been thanking a bunch of people. But she decided to throw rocks at Donald Trump. Trump derangement syndrome. Trump derangement syndrome. Everything bad in the world is because of Donald Trump. I might have told you this story. She's prepping for her Oscars nomination. I might have told you this story. And I'm going to get back to some of the celebs here in a second. But I teach, I don't know if you know that, but I teach saxophone, flute, and clarinet for a living. That's what I do. One of my students is in high school. She's a high school senior. She is involved in the GSA, the Gay Straight Alliance at her school. And she came in on that Wednesday after the election and plopped down in the chair. And I said to her, "What's up? What's wrong?" And she looked at me and said, "Worst day ever." I said, what do you mean? I didn't, it took me a while to figure out what she was talking about, because I honestly, I didn't have any idea. But she said to me that she was worried that in the next 4 years, that her or one of her gay friends would be murdered because of the election of Donald Trump. So it kind of pisses me off, in a way, when I hear these idiots, especially these Hollywood sorts, continue to push false narratives about Trump and people on the right, this so-called alt-right. It took a whole hour of not playing clarinet to talk this little girl off the ledge. To tell her that she was going to be fine, her friends were going to be fine, that she was going to be successful, and in 4 years she'd be emailing me to fill out her application for medical school. It took a whole hour for me to talk her off the damn ledge. Why? Because of these idiots, because of these assholes, especially in the media, with fake news and hyperbole, people like Rosie O'Donnell, who wants martial law, people like Meryl Streep, people like Charlie Sheen, and some of the rest of these buttholes. When are they going to Canada? Are they going to Canada anytime soon? Do they need any help? We've got a Pontiac Aztek. It can carry like kitchen stuff. It can't carry like big furniture or anything, but it can carry like kitchen stuff. Gets pretty good gas mileage. Be happy to help some of them go. Be happy to help Whoopi Goldberg to go if she's going to go now. The inauguration is truly in just a few days. Let's see, it's the 12th. It's in 8 days. It's time to go. I mean, if you're going to go before it becomes president. You got 8 days. You move into a new country. You need to find a place to live. You need to, get the electricity turned on and the water turned on and the cable and all that stuff. Get your internet going. So if you're going to go to Canada, you should probably go now. You should have probably left in November. Because now it's cold as hell. You kind of wanted to be settled before, it got really cold. Because I'm sure most of you are moving to Saskatchewan, right? Saskatchewan? Not just Toronto, which might as well be New York. They don't want you in Ontario. Hell, they don't want anybody but French people in Ontario. So Saskatchewan, there's plenty of room there. Apparently, there's no reports from the Canadian Mounties yet about this big influx or this big migration of leftist Democrats celebrities leaving the United States. Or maybe you're just all full of shit. And maybe the downside of your tantrums is that we're finding out that you're all full of shit. Because now people can call you on it. And are calling you on it. And you're ignoring it like you never said anything. Because maybe it's just time for you to shut up. Sit down and shut up. Because and I tell you, it has to do a lot with social media. Because a lot of these people had said on social media that if Donald Trump became president, or some people said if Donald Trump became the Republican nominee, that they were going to move to Canada. Well, not only did he become a nominee, he in 8 days he will be the president of the United States, and there's nothing you can do about it. I know you must feel helpless, Captain Cupcake, but there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. You can interrupt the inauguration ceremonies if you can't. I mean, if you want. But you know what? I gave away the secret that every president is sworn in a private ceremony before going outside for the public show. So when you see a president out there with his hand on a Bible, and his right hand in the air, or her right hand in the air, they're already the president. What you're seeing is just a reenactment of what they did inside for your viewing pleasure. So there's nothing you can do. You can, there's an anarchist group that has planned to block traffic from the south coming from Virginia to make the inaugural hard to get to by tying up traffic. And what they're hoping is that that some of them get arrested and they get beat up, and maybe somebody gets shot, maybe someone gets killed, is what they're hoping for. Paul, who's up in Wisconsin, says, no one's driven past us here in the Great White North. Well, he could see them leaving from there, because he's about as close to Canada, without being in Canada, as possible. Bayfield, I guess, is that right, Paul? Bayfield, where it's negative 2 degrees or whatever it is up there. I think it's Bayfield. Is that right? He'll tell me. He hasn't seen anybody, slipping into Canada past him, because he can see Canada from his house. I can see Canada from my house. But anyway, we've it's really kind of silly that we're these people are saying all this stuff, and it's because of social media. They're getting on social media and they're saying we're leaving, blah, 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 blah. And now what we're doing is something we hadn't done before. We're actually calling them on it. We're actually saying, Whoopi, I thought you were going to Canada. Why are you still on The View every day? Why have you not moved to Canada? Why have you not said what you're going to do? You know what? And if Whoopi moved to Canada, if she moved to Canada, I would, quite frankly, I'd have an awful lot of respect for her. If she got up one day from The View, from the table, got the camera right in her face and shot Donald Trump the bird, and ended up in Canada, I'd go, you know what? She came correct. She didn't lie. I mean, I'd have nothing but the utmost respect for her. But the fact of the matter is, we're finding out that these people are just blowhards. They don't mean anything. The stuff that they know, I mean, most of the stuff they don't know what they're talking about, and the little bit that they do know what they're talking about, they're not going to do. They're not going to move. They're not going anywhere. It's a damn shame, but they're not going to. However, I think we should still keep asking them about it. I think we should ask them about it for a year. I think we should mount a social media campaign, finding all of those people who said that they would be leaving. I think that next week on the Exceptional Conservative Network, I will come up with a list of all the Hollywood celebrities that promised, if Donald Trump was elected president or became the nominee of the Republican Party, they will leave the country. A list. I will find their Twitter addresses, at least. Twitter and or Facebook and or email. And we can really, let's see, in Bayfield, Paul says it's currently 0 degrees, cloudy, and it feels like negative 19. All right, listen. I'm not sure what the temperature is here. It's a little chilly out for me. But I'm doggone sure that it is not. Let me help you. It is not 0 degrees. And it definitely doesn't feel like 19. That is insane, Paul. I'm sorry, bro. I know you like it or don't mind it. But that is freaking insane. No, human beings are not designed to live in those temperatures. All right, my Google tells me that it is currently at 11:26 p.m. It's 65 degrees here in Tampa. It's cloudy. We had a high today of 81 and a low of 60. 81 on January 12th. 81. Not 0. What? It's crazy. In any case, that's why I live here. That's why I'm going to continue to live here. There you go. I'm inside and I'm comfortable. And it's not comfortable like, oh, it's 40 degrees inside. Or I'm not walking around in a sweater inside. I'm not Mr. Rogers. And I know that that's sort of the northern thing to be like Mr. Rogers inside, wear a sweater and, you know what, and a smoking jacket. And I'm sure that Paul has a smoking jacket. You have a smoking jacket, Paul? And a pipe. That whole northern thing with a roaring fire. That's something else I don't understand. Why in the hell do we have fire? We bring a fire inside our house. We get a pit of fire inside our house and go, oh, I love the fireplace. What? We got technology for that. We have to bring wood inside and put it in a cement pit and burn it right in the front yard, right in the front room. What? Not if I don't have to. It's kind of nutty to me. I'm sorry. It's kind of nutty to me. I'm a Florida guy through and through. We moved here when I was 7, and it's going to take a whole bunch of money to pull me out of here. A whole bunch of money. And then I'm only going to somewhere warm. I'm only going to Texas, South Texas, or Hawaii. Hawaii's a pretty blue state. I don't know if I can deal with Hawaii. It's a pretty blue state. But I'm only going somewhere warm. My blood is too thin. Last year in March, I was in Kenosha in March. Damn. It's crazy. Sitting here in jeans and a polo shirt because you've got thick blood. Paul's sitting there in jeans and a polo shirt because he's got thick blood now. He can sit in the house where it's 60 degrees. I can't sit in a house that's 60 degrees. Not anymore. I can't. Don't like it being that cold in the house. We keep our house year-round between 70. All right. The sound just changed because I think I just lost my microphone, but I'm good now. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. If you like what we're doing, I'm going to invite you all to listen to the new program on the Exceptional Conservative Network on Monday at 9:05. You can find the link you'll be able to find the link on the fightbackmedia.com website, fightbackmedia.com. We are back at tier 1 status, so you'll be able to just go directly to fightbackmedia.com and click the link and listen to the show. So that will be exciting. And we're going to be on every day, Monday through Friday at 9:05 a.m. So you can set your clock by it. 9:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the Exceptional Conservative Network. My friend Ken McClinton has the brainchild behind all that. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have some great guests. Yeah, what a good time to get out. I don't know why my Blue Yeti quit. It jammed up, but so I was able to switch out. And now I'm just using the computer microphone, which sounds like ass. But that's okay. It's time to go anyway. Thanks so much for coming to the Will Austin Show on iHeartRadio. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody. And for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.